Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-0. We are joining the U-RoV Charlie as he's making his approach onto Venus. Hearing some sped up footage because I forgot to turn my microphone on. Good for me. Anyway, we're getting ourselves oriented along this node. We have all this fuel left in this transfer stage that we really didn't need, so we're going to be using it to slow ourselves down before we hit the Venetian atmosphere in an effort of preserving the G-load on the rover itself. I'm terribly paranoid that those tires are going to pop, especially on descent and under high G-load. So any little step I can take to try to mitigate some of that I think is best. So currently we are shutting down half of our equipment in preparation for the boot sequence that will be run once we are on the ground. So that's getting all of that boot sequence scripted in now. It's basically just telling it that wait a good long while, so it will be on the ground, and then redeploy comms and redeploy satellite or solar panels, sorry, to give us some power and hopefully independent comms. We have all these nice satellites in orbit, but I don't know what exactly is going to be overhead when we're making our pass. Now, having communication during the descent for this is not exactly crucial. There's not a whole lot going on. We just need it to stay facing the correct direction. So that's what's important. But the scripts are written. The die have been cast, and it is now time to just ride this thing on in and hope for the best. So, coming up here on engine ignition, and yeah, we'll just ullage in our engine and go ahead and light that AJ-10 Advanced. Light is good. So the estimate here for delta V expended is obviously way optimistic. We don't have that much delta V. Let's also set our flight computer delay to 0 just in case I screw any of that up. But yeah, like I said, we're not going to displace that much delta V. There's no chance really. I just want to keep my eye on this periapsis and start bringing it up to something that is not going to send us screaming like a flaming ball into the ground. I would like to spend some time in the atmosphere and get good quality braking, hopefully not under a super stressful G-load. But as the burn winds itself out, well no, we're still about the halfway mark. What am I talking about? Yeah, we're about halfway through it, and given our signal delay, I'm going to go ahead and manually give the command to decouple the transfer module. It's basically just an engine and a fuel tank at this point. So hopefully we will have ditched that long before we hit the atmosphere. I'm also going to unlock our RCS tank up here so that our upper thrusters that are attached to the Agena core can have some authority. They'll be the ones responsible for doing a bulk of keeping us at least pointed in the correct direction during our descent, and hopefully orienting ourselves so that we put the business side towards the oncoming atmosphere. So now just a little tweaking around the node, rotating a little bit so I can get a, I don't know, it just feels better this way. Anyway, still trying to raise that periapsis to something I feel is a little respectable, and trying, I don't know, ignoring the node to do what I want to do as far as our heading and our oncoming course, which is pretty much it. Alright, fuel is expended. So now we should go ahead and try to get ourselves oriented around. Oh yeah. Those thrusters are a bit too close to the center of mass. So this has turned into a laborious endeavor. I'm just leaning on the key, and we're very, very gradually starting to make some spin. Well, I guess in retrospect I could have transferred some fuel into the transfer stage and utilized those thrusters, but yeah, I did not do that. So here is our very long pirouette. The sooner we get rid of that transfer stage, the easier this whole endeavor becomes. As long as we can get facing something close to prograde before we hit Atmo. We've got about 100 kilometers, but we are falling fast. So I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that this is going to be a one-hit wonder. We are not going to just simply aero capture and then, well, I guess we're already captured, aren't we? Yeah, there's no chance of a second pass. It's just not going to happen. Venus is going to arrest us and pull us down to the ground. Yeah, and at this point I was probably rambling on how these thrusters don't have much authority, and maybe I should have put other thrusters on top of the actual container for the rover, and that would have given us the authority we probably wanted, but I did not do that. Good for me. So we are pointed relatively in the direction I would like, and there goes our transfer stage. So now we actually do have a bit more authority. And we are set in and about to hit atmosphere. We are about 180 kilometers up. I think Atmo here starts at like 140 something-ish, and given our current rate of descent, it should be interesting. It's just I'm really hoping I can maintain these couple of degrees off of prograde, so that we can generate some lift off of this heat shield. We really don't need flight computer or our delta V readout. As you can see, our RCS delta V down there in the bottom right still shows 0 at all times, basically. That's a useless addition to my otherwise fantastic info pane that I am always grateful for. And there goes the service module exploding, sending shockwaves all the way up through our cabin and our container pod. That is some violent shaking. So just a quick check. Looks like our tires are still intact. Thank goodness. I had been worried about that, but now here's the real test. And because I am so very worried about those tires, I refuse to use physical time warp during any part of this descent. Bad for me, kind of, because it was boring, but I did get a chance to go walk the doggos. Good news is I'm not going to make you all sit through it. The flamey bits of the atmosphere occupied all of a minute or so, if that really, and then we'll go ahead and send the decouple command to the heat shield before we lose comms. We are currently blessed with a satellite for which to relay our signal home, as Earth is beyond the horizon. And now that we've settled into a more or less straight downy, good. All of our tires are still intact. We'll go ahead and fire up these radiators and hope they mitigate some of the atmospheric temperature and pressures that we will undoubtedly be facing here. And hope to all that is high and holy we do not have any unwarranted explosions. Now, every other landing that I've done on Venus was without the aid of parachutes, and that was entirely unintentional. Both prior craft that landed here had parachutes on them. They all failed. So we do have 2 drogue chutes on this spacecraft intended to help slow it down through the atmosphere just based on its sheer mass, but we'll have to see how they go. So anyway, this is the part where I took the doggos for a walk. Enjoy! Our drogue chutes are out. Look at them, they're so cute. And they did not tear off. I am very excited. They might survive. But I don't know if our Agena core is going to survive. Its heat level has been going up throughout this descent, and that could be a very large problem. If that thing explodes, it's really the only thing kind of anchoring this. We'll lose the thrusters, we'll lose the chutes, we'll lose comms. I do have the radiators turned on. They are dissipating as much heat as they can, but with their connectivity to the base station is a little tenuous. So they're probably not dissipating as much heat as they should. I did get heat warnings on previous landers, although none of them had an Agena core, so I don't know what the temperature tolerances are on this off the top of my head, but this is worrying me, and based on its rate at which it is increasing, I don't know if it's going to survive the remaining 26 kilometers to the surface. I just hope that these drogue chutes go into full deploy soon and help us shed some of this speed and maybe get rid of some of this stupid wobble that may create problems for this spacecraft in the future. Oh boy, please don't overheat and explode. Please don't overheat and explode. Although this wobble is certainly very interesting. Not a very aerodynamically sound piece of machinery, I have to say, but that was kind of the point. Why I expected it to fall broadside flat into such a dense atmosphere is a mystery to me. That was obviously not a very good assumption. I think we're going to lose this core. And I think we're going to lose it before we hit the ground. Yeah, the ISP on those thrusters is probably, well, it's about 105. Not great, but they are still not chewing up fuel as fast as I thought they would. Also, not doing absolutely anything to right this wobble. But I don't know why I expected they would. I think their sea level thrust is probably awful. And so their thrust in this atmosphere is going to be even more awful. But, I don't know. We still have another 24 kilometers to fall. At this rate, it's going to be about an hour. And then we'll just, we'll have to see. But I think that core is going to go. And I think we might end up upside down. And without comms. Oh god, it's... please don't explode. And my greatest apologies to any of you who may get seasick watching this, or descent sick, reentry sick. I don't know. Yep, there it goes. We lost it. We're in free fall. We have no real control over this descent. All we can do is hope that it lands right side up and that we don't lose a tire. But it is, the oscillations are getting greater and greater. I really wonder if those drogue chutes are going to survive. Only another 22 kilometers to go until we hit the ground. So, don't you worry. Alright, well, we are almost down to the 1 kilometer mark on our true altitude. As you can see down here, you know, we're at the point where we can start ignoring our altimeter up top. It does look like it's going to be interesting. We're still over Venus's Midlands. I kind of wonder if that's a different biome, just because the texture looks a little different. That would be way too easy, though. Let's just, let's be real. Alright, 975 meters. I am still very concerned that this oscillation is going to give us a huge problem. Yeah, if we hit the ground on the edge like that and we end up upside down, I don't know if there's anything we can really do about it. The interesting, well, no. Because of all this stuff we have piled on top, we will not be able to operate the rover in its stowed configuration upside down. Although I might be able to play with the hinges a little bit and see if we can't get something figured out. That hinge, of course, collapses up, and if we just move just this hinge and leave the other hinges alone, we might be able to get enough clearance to give us traction to exit the bay. After we figure out how to rotate it 90 degrees, of course. But we'll have to see what happens. 400 meters. At our slowest, we're going about 8.5 meters per second. At our fastest, just about 10 meters per second. I don't know what our impact tolerances are going to be, but it's a good bet this is going to be a kind of a wallop. So, fingers crossed, everybody. I really hope this doesn't turn out to be for nothing. Alright. 100 meters. 75. Please just hit flat on the bottom. That would be so awesome. 20 meters. Impact. Yes! Oh! What luck! Oh, that's awesome! Let me guess. No connection to send signal on. Well, we have, of course, lost contact with our deployed rover, but now that we're on the ground, we're going to take a quick save. Oh, that was so incredibly lucky. Oh, fantastic. Alright, we're on the ground. We should have this satellite overhead in just a couple, maybe an hour or so. We'll see if we can establish contact through that. That is us, yes. Okay, so that's the one we're trying to target. Oh, come on. Parachute has been destroyed due to aero forces and heat. Okay, all of our wheels are intact. That's all I care about. I guess that's the debris hitting the ground. Yeah, look at that. I don't care about that parachute. I haven't had to care about that parachute in quite some time. We only have a 1 million kilometer range on our antenna, don't we? No connection, no connection, no connection, no connection, no connection. Yeah, it's clearly... Oh, there we go! We are connected. Fantastic. Let's, no. What? Are we no longer connected to our base station? Open? That'll take a couple of minutes to go through. I cannot deploy the antennas independently until we are clear of the bay. So I think we will have to get our nav ball out of the way and decouple this also. Let's see. Oh, come on. Earthquaking. Yeah, and none of this... Well, the solar panels still exist, but there'll be no command pod attached to them by the time any of these other things happen, so, you know, there's that. Alright, and I should probably bring up Infernal Robotics. Our brakes are engaged. Okay, yeah, there's really... I need to wait for the doors to open, so we will just engage in some time warping until all of that happens. Alright. And that should be enough there until we get our decouple, and then we'll finish doing all of that. There we go. Oh, brakes. Dang it. Toggle brakes. Whoa! Oh, come on. That... Oh yeah, I'm doing it. Alright, and so we should get rid of that flight computer and bring up this relevant flight computer. We can... No, we can't because we don't have a connection. Alright, that's right. We have to do this thing and do the waiting thing. Oh, we are connected. That's through a different satellite this time. That is very interesting. Alright, open. We can cancel our solar panels. Oh, good grief. Decouple. Control from here. Okay, let's time warp and let all the things do their stuff. Awesome. Quick save. Quick save complete. Rover deployed. Without stupidity this time. We need to do the control from here again. Which, since we're a separate vessel technically. How about we activate short-range comms? Oh, no. What are you doing? And control from here. Oh yeah, and brakes. Because I'm stupid. Control from here, activate brakes. 4 minutes. So, please don't go crazy. A little bit of craziness, no big deal. Alright, control from here. Complete. Brakes are off. We are rolling free. We're in the clear. Why are controls not responding? I have no steering authority. What is happening? Okay, well, radio in maybe? Might as well try to collect something while I don't have any steering inputs at all. This is awkward. Okay, well, let's bring up Mechjeb Rover Autopilot. I thought there was a brake. Like a stop now kind of thing. Okay. That's certainly not what I wanted it to do, but it's, I don't know why it thinks it needs to go somewhere. We will toggle off stability control and toggle off our RCS. Maybe that will help it with stuff. Oh, was I in linear mode? Let's see if I have control now. I do. Mechjeb is still trying to mess with me, however. Alright. Fantastic. Alright, let's get our independent comms deployed. God, did that take? SAS, RCS, activate. How long until our action group goes through? You know, 2 minutes, whatever. And of course, it's not going to let me time warp because we are moving. Thank you, Mechjeb. Actually, yeah, I should put you back down over here. Bring up Rover Autopilot. Turn off speed control. Alright, let's go find the bay so we can take a sample close to where we were when we landed. Oh, what the... We just lost our short-range comm. Oh, good. That was entirely random and completely unforeseen. Oh, this rover's really cool. Except it's the worst, most problematic thing ever. Oh, radiators are acting at 268% of their capacity. But with the engine, or when the drive wheels are idle, we are recharging our batteries. So they're obviously not doing too badly. There's our bay. I do not wish to go anywhere near it. And here's our debris field of things that survived. Yeah, thruster. It looks like 4 thrusters. Looks like the parachutes The comms did not survive, or if they did, they landed someplace else. And given this is where everything else landed, no, I would like to stop, please. Take a quick save. I think I got it. Yes. Alright, let's see if I can get a time warp also. Gotcha. Yes. And there's our deployment of stuff. Oh wow, surface hydrogen scan from Venus's Midlands, 120 science. Let's the bio drill scan will get us 36. Let's go ahead and transmit that home. Holy moly, 480 science for the atmosphere analysis on the surface. Okay, I forgot to, let's 144 MITs. Is that, it's not even transmitting. Again? Whoa, okay. So yeah, I need to remember, alright. Temp scan, transmit, nothing happens. Reset. Yeah, I don't think we got any of that, but we did get, oh, that's a vessel complete. I thought we had a contract to radio science in. Brakes. So we'll just try to do this radio in thing again, although I'm pretty sure it's not going to work. Just going to wait. There we go. Toggle brakes. Thunk. Brakes are locked. Okay, we are fixed in place. I already put that away. What is going on here? Alright. Let's transmit. Seriously? Okay, well, we're gonna have to come back to this ship and do all of this again to get our payout and to complete our contract of radioing in stuff from the surface of Venus. But anyway, that's going to do it for this episode, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out. I do appreciate it, and I will see all of you in the next one. So until then, see you later. Yeah, well, so I lied. This is not the end of the episode. So I actually sat around and I went back to the Space Center, came back to our little rovey friend here, reran his load of scientific experiments, and was able to actually transmit data home, which is going to give us a nice large boost in our science pointage. Give me this amazing screenshot that I'm almost certain you will have seen at the beginning of the episode, and then start to plot out waypoints for our little rover to little U-RoV Charlie to drive. Turns out we are not that far from different biomes here. We can hit Venus's mountains and Venus's lowlands within just a, well, what's going to turn to me to be about 20 hours of drive time, which is really not all that bad. So we'll get the flight computer programmed in. We will reset to a different control core because I forgot to do that, and in the meantime we'll just try to get them parked at least a little bit, because that's not at all where we want to go. Now, something else I did figure out here is that I can steer this thing for some reason. Yep. It would help, however, if I pointed it in the correct direction, and then bang, we're off to the races, so to speak anyway. So U-RoV Charlie is off doing his thing, and hopefully we'll have him in another biome very, very soon. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I appreciate it. See you next time.